Hey everyone, Andres with the newsreel here, and I wanted to give you my short review on my experience with the iPad Pro. This is the 9.7 inch, and like I mentioned in my impressions, I basically turned this into an Android tablet. Basically, everything down here on this bar is, or are Android apps, with the exception of Cloud Magic. And I pulled out my business apps. So I'm thanks to Microsoft services, so I'm able to have all my Microsoft Office applications here as well. Now, on top of that, I did mention since I work in real estate, there are Apple-centric applications made for real estate, and that would include things such as MLS Touch, which is a multi-listing service for brokers like myself or agents to be able to look up properties that are actively on the market or a history of them, such as sold, pending, expired, etc. And on top of that, there's also other applications that I use, such as DocuSign, which is basically an extension of Adobe Reader in that I'm able to assign. I'm not logged in right now because I haven't set it up, but where I'm able to take documents from my clients, and these documents can be anywhere from 30 pages, and have them signed digitally, which makes it easy because there's no printing any paper, and they could sign and send them directly back to me. And of course, I manage my business and personal accounts for banking here, so that gives it a leg up over some Android tablets. That there are more apps. Yeah, I know some of these apps are available on Android, but most of them, especially such as these three here that are for real estate investing calculations, these do not exist on Android. At least I haven't seen them. So that is disappointing because I wasn't able to use them on my Nexus 9 tablet when I had it. Now, on top of that, I can report that I really love the battery life on this guy. Last week I went to a real estate convention in Plano, Texas, and when I was there, I was able to jot down notes. I know I hit the wrong button. Okay, I was able to jot down notes while I was at the event, and of course I didn't take as much notes as I show here, but I was able to use this while I was at the event, and every now and then take a peek at, say, not my messages, but calendar, events, and such. So I was able to take a peek and then return back to work here. Now, of course, the advantage that this one has now over just your normal Apple tablet is that you can do split screen. So this gives me a leg up over other ones that, like, it right there, it's already better than the Nexus 9, because until it gets to Android N, it's not going to be able to have some native split screen capabilities. So I was able to do two items at once. In this case, I was actually using, where are you? Cloud Magic. So I was able to review my emails while I was taking notes, and if I had to type away an email, I was able to jot them down as I went along. So I would type out, etc., and so. I was able to handle that like a champ, but this is something honestly that I could have done on my Surface. Just that I purposely didn't take my Surface because this convention was from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. daily. And battery was a huge concern for me because the Surface Pro 3 will probably last me about half of that time. Where this guy, I purposely didn't take my charger, so I was doing some light note taking and quick web browsing, and maybe on a break or two I did play Candy Crush Soda, but and email viewing. So it's not anything intensive. At night I did watch a little bit of House of Cards. I watched maybe like 2 episodes that averaged 50 minutes each. I did not charge it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I came home with a 30% charge on this thing. So it was really, really impressive, which is why, like I said, it had a leg up over the Microsoft Surface. So battery life was fantastic on this thing. It performed like a champ as I expected it to in the battery department. Now, when I came home, the wife and I wanted to watch something on the iPad, especially this one, because she has an iPad as well. She has the iPad too, but being able to take advantage of the speakers on this side and this side. Let's see, can you view them there? Yeah, you can see that they're there. the headphone jack, and then these speakers here. The sound quality on this is miles ahead of the other Apple iPads available. So the good thing that this is Apple, basically everything I'm looking for is here, such as Netflix, Amazon Prime Video, Google Play Music, YouTube for Kids, YouTube itself, and this one, which is basically logs into your cloud. So you have anything on iTunes that you have owned. These are things that I've purchased, or TV shows that I'm able to just stream from here. I don't have to have them actually stored, so that just made it considerably more convenient for me. So it was nice to have them all here. The problem was that the thing I wanted to watch wasn't on anything here. Let's not kid ourselves. Some of us don't actually have all of our choices on some kind of server or service such as these. So we either have them stored on our computer, such as like maybe a copy of a movie or such, and you want to view it here on an iPad. Well, this is why Apple's called the walled garden, because unlike Android, you can't actually just connect this to a computer through here and then just transfer stuff over. You're limited only basically to iTunes. And that's when it reminded me how much I actually hate this thing for media consumption, which sounds really ridiculous considering all these apps you see here for media consumption. But media consumption, to be free, to be able to watch whatever you want, if you have content on your own computer you want to carry on your tablet, that's what makes it convenient. But lo and behold, VLC for iOS to the rescue, because, well, transferring just sucks. So through here, I was able to, where are my cloud services? I do utilize these cloud services. Now see if I can get this thing to focus. Okay. I was able to get it to log into my OneDrive, and that's where I have a lot of my backup videos, because, well, OneDrive I have 10 terabytes of storage, but Apple, Microsoft's supposed to get rid of it or something, I forget. So I was able to do it through there, where I was able to download a film from my cloud service to be able to watch it here with the wife. So that's cool. Now the thing is, now I do have the OneDrive app because it's available here. The problem was that even though the OneDrive app lets me store offline, when I played the video, it was so choppy, so grainy. It was like it wasn't formatted for this, and it was an MP4 file. Okay, so as an example, this is a digital copy I have of Deadpool. So it plays choppy, and that's after saving it offline, because on OneDrive you can save something offline on your device through the app, and it plays like this. Now, the same file, but instead of streaming it through the OneDrive app, I'm streaming it through VLC. See? No choppiness, no graininess, because later on the other file it does get all really grainy and choppy. But here, through the VLC for iOS, you're able to log on to your cloud storage. Just let me focus there. You're able to log on to your cloud services, such as Dropbox, Google Drive, Box, OneDrive, and such. I don't know why it's not focusing. Sorry about that, y'all. But anyway, so I logged into my OneDrive from there, and I was able to view the digital copy of the film that I have. And that's where it's frustrating for me, because this is so inconvenient, because I have to download the video. So that could take however amount of time it communicates with my OneDrive, where I keep the copies of my videos. So it's that's been a pain. So media consumption is a mixed bag. Whereas if you use these as your main media consumption, great. Now I don't believe in exactly paying for these things, but in case of Netflix, I do have 1 year free, so that's why I'm using it. I have YouTube, not YouTube Red. Now I do have purchases that I purchased back in the day where iTunes was the only way to get copies of these things. So these things are stuck in my Apple account. So of course that's the only way for me to actually view these things. Now, of course, the world's changed a lot since the battle of the OSs, as I call them, from the early 2000s to late 2000s. and I happen to prefer DRM free items, so that's why I use VLC for my media consumption. I do have stuff that I've been able to redeem through Google Play, so that's good because I have everything there, and I can browse my library. What's this? Whatever, browse my library, and I have movies, of course, a ton of stuff here with my TV shows and such. So yeah, it's like I said, it's a mixed bag. If you use streaming services like these or purchase services, videos through these things like Amazon or Google or Apple, great, it's all there for you. But the wall garden doesn't let you actually transfer anything from your computer unless through iTunes, which I don't use because I hate it. So I don't even bother with that. But and other than that, it's been a champion because I do have the apps that I need. I'm able to make Skype calls. I'm able to make so now I FaceTime with some of my clients, Skype with some of my clients, or Google Hangouts, or even Line for international clients. So now I have it all. It's really convenient. It's really cool. And actually, I didn't know that I could have the Line for iPad logged into my PC and my phone at the same time because Line actually forces me to sign off from certain things in order to use the other one. But anyway, there really isn't much else for me to show you. Everything else you could see somewhere else if you really want to. But I use it for business, my business apps, banking apps, management apps. They're all here. Document editing and annotations, property searches here. Like, for example, I should be logged in so you can see what I'm talking about. So let me show you real quick what I'm talking about. What's the point of having an app on Apple and talking about it with actually showing you? So here's some items, for example, that only people like us can view that are brokers or agents and pay an association to have access to these things. We're able to look at a property, see if any pictures exist on the listing, and much information here that has to communicate the history of the property, private remarks, how do we show the property, description of the property, of course, besides the basic specs of the property, such as rooms and baths. And it goes beyond, above and beyond, where you can get like directions to the place and such. And what makes this a lot more convenient than the actual fully realized matrix version, as we call it on the website, is because we cannot, it's by design that we cannot do multi-tab browsing. So if I want to check, say, all three of these guys, and I want to open them in different tabs so I could just switch them immediately, I can't do that. It won't let me. Because that's how it's a security thing, and that's why by design it won't let you. But here on this MLS Touch, what I like about it is that I can jump back and forth from it. So that makes it really convenient for people like me who are on the go and can really use this. And as a matter of fact, this week, as I've been back from from my real estate conference, I've been using this a lot more because it's considerably more user friendly, especially because it's touch enabled, than the fully realized version on the website. So yeah. By the way, this is something only we have access to. This is not a free service. We have to pay for these things, and this is how we communicate amongst our peers in these services. Move the camera there. Okay, back. I will be doing videos about real estate centric items for my website, for real estate some other time. Okay, another gripe. I like having everything in one uniform place, so I don't have a second screen. Now, of course, there's this thing because it's mandatory, but I only have this one screen. But what I don't like is that even though I have a space right here, whenever I install an app, it's going to open it in the other page, and then I got to drag it over here. It just makes no sense to me. Well, battery life is a plus. Screen readability was easy from wherever I was. I do like that I can do the split screen. On productivity apps. I can't do it on all of them, but I can do it on productivity apps, and that's what matters to me. And let's see, that's media consumption. Like I said, it's a mixed bag, but what I have and what I got it for is here. So for my first time in fully going all with an iPad, I have to say I am actually happy for the most part. But this thing is just one more walled garden incident away from being thrown against the wall. I kid you not. It was really frustrating that we spent 1 hour trying to figure out how to get a movie from my computer that I was not at, because my computer was in my office and this thing was with me at home, and I couldn't transfer or review anything because it wasn't available in any of these things. So like, how the heck am I gonna let this night go to waste with my wife? And go to waste it did. We didn't watch anything. So that was disappointing. Yeah, because we looked at Netflix and other stuff. We didn't see what we wanted in there, and she wanted to give Deadpool a chance, and we didn't get to watch it. So, and it took a lot of convincing to get her to try to watch it, because she doesn't really like those kind of movies. But well, anyway, maybe next time. So those were my impressions of the iPad Pro LTE. And that does it. Thank you so much for checking out this video, guys. You can follow me at The Newsreel on Twitter. You can check out my website at www.thenewsreel.info, where I don't just do reviews for tech. I'm a jack of all trades, where I do media coverage of all sorts, from entertainment to, most importantly, the political. And that's where my Twitter feed comes in, because things ever changing. So anyway, I thank you so much for checking this out. Subscribe, like, comment if you want. And if there's anything else you'd like to see, or maybe ask me from a different perspective to show something off here, maybe I'll take it into consideration. So suggestions are always appreciated. Thanks very much, and I hope you enjoyed this video.